Good afternoon. Good afternoon, White Plains City School District community members. Good afternoon, everybody. Coming to you with an unscheduled Facebook Live update, but an important one. Um, it is Friday, November 10th. Of course, we are observing and honoring Veterans Day. And for all of you who may be watching this right now who have served in the military, thank you very much for your service. And maybe even today's update is apropos in terms of Veterans Day and then Thanksgiving in a couple of weeks because of the nature of the topic that I want to discuss with you today. And I want to also preface this Facebook Live update with a couple of quick things. I'd like to ask if you are willing to please share with those in our community who might not necessarily look at Facebook. I know that this is not the be-all and end-all of communication, and please know that there will be additional communication, the regular channels of communication coming out of the White Plains City School District and White Plains High School specifically next week and moving forward. But due to the nature of the conversation that I want to have with you today, or the update that I want to give to you today, I didn't want to wait until Monday to share some of the things that I know many of you are thinking about right now. I want to thank all of the moms and dads, students and community members who've already reached out to me and shared concerns and updates and information with me as well. Let me start out by saying the topic of conversation is related to social media. A social media update that has been shared that some students who are members of the White Plains High School community are potentially planning to engage in a demonstration in the coming days. It's not a school-sponsored event, and demonstrations are never school-sponsored events. This demonstration is one where they are identifying areas that they wish to advocate or protest against, and concerning Palestine, and my understanding is the divestment of some endowments related to corporations that are somehow, or at least in their belief, connected to their cause. Fine. Couple of things right out of the gate, because I know many of you watching are going to be very carefully listening to what I'm saying. In the White Plains City School District, we recognize the importance of a free, open marketplace of ideas. We celebrate it. We celebrate different ideas, diverse opinions, and we support our students in exploration of all different types of thoughts and ideas that are important to them. We have, over the years, also provided for a safe and secure environment for students to engage in peaceful protests of various causes of which they felt strongly about. And we have had a history of this, and we're very proud to maintain a safe and secure environment where students can elevate their voices and engage in the democratic process. This is important. Public schools are the if you will, incubator of democracy, right? We are charged with making sure that students move through successfully and reach academic potentials, and then can go off and engage in a democratic society here in the United States of America. We're very proud of that. And that's that connection to Veterans Day, right? These are the rights and freedoms that so many have given so much to protect and defend. We also know that the Supreme Court has been very clear on school districts and what the limitations are in terms of modulating or even modifying those types of demonstrations. Very clear. The school district is required to make sure that all members of the school community are as safe and secure as possible at all times. My number one responsibility, of course, academic achievement, doing great in athletics and extracurriculars, these are all important things, but my number one responsibility is to ensure the safety and security of your child each and every day, as well as every member of the educational community who participates in school and all of the activities that take place in our school district. And as you know, they are robust and we are very proud of them. That means we also have to very carefully recognize and understand and analyze any plans for any type of a protest or a demonstration and ascertain whether or not we would be able to ensure a safe and secure environment for our kids. We are doing that right now. We have been doing it. We're working in concert very closely, as we always do, with the White Plains Department of Public Safety. We are talking with all of the members of our safety and security community as well. And we have opportunity and will continue to have opportunity in school to engage with students. And I know in my conversations with Principal Martinez, up to and including a couple of minutes ago, there are going to be opportunities to engage with the building principal for those students who may be planning on this event or participating in this event. All of those things are taking place. The number one concern that we have is whether or not our children would be safe. And I can tell you right now, from already engaging with parents and guardians in our community, already engaging with students in our community in the last 48 hours, that the level of anxiety and concern in the White Plains City School District and in White Plains is elevated. And that is not something we want. That is not something we work toward. We work toward creating an environment where all of our children, regardless of anything, every unique facet of their being, is welcomed in our school community, and we will never create or nor allow to be created an environment where any child feels like they may be within harm's way. And I know members of our Jewish community, I know members who are outside of our Jewish community are expressing concern with the idea of this type of a demonstration taking place. And I understand that. We all do. And I want to make sure that you know that we hear you very loud and clear. I also know that there are members of our student community who are concerned. We hear you as well, and we're going to continue to speak with you and make sure that we hear everything that you have to say and tell us as we move through and consider all of the many nuances associated with this situation. Where there is no nuance is in what my ultimate responsibility will be, and it will be to make sure that everybody is always as safe and secure as I possibly can. I do not seek to infringe upon anybody's constitutional right. Please know that. I support the Constitution, and I support our children's rights to engage with their constitutional rights even when they're at school, just like the Supreme Court says. No question about it. But I also know, and I have seen, as you have as well, that in some instances where things can be starting out as a peaceful event, they can very quickly degenerate into something unsafe. And so I must, and we all must, weigh those types of situations very, very carefully as we make decisions in moving into the future. What I want to affirm to every member of the White Plains City School District community is that we will not allow any situation to take place within our schools that will create an unsafe environment, either physically, emotionally, or socially. What I am asking, and I know it's a big ask, as I am asking every single parent and guardian in our school community to speak with your child and to make sure that they understand what your wishes are and to make sure that they understand what your expectations are for keeping and maintaining this amazing community that we have here in White Plains. Nobody wants to create a divide. What we seek to always do is to bring everyone together. That's what we do here. And that's something that we've been very proud of, and we're going to continue to be very proud of. So I am confident that we will be able to move through this present situation. Again, notification via social media, we're going to be connecting with those students. We'll be connecting with their parents and guardians. We will be expressing and sharing what our concerns are for the safety and security of our school environment. And ultimately, we will be communicating with you on where our outcomes are in the coming days. I want to be really clear again. I am in no way, shape, or form seeking to limit the constitutional rights of our children. The only goal I have regardless of whatever my personal beliefs may be, is to make sure that everybody in our school community is safe and secure. So, questions about how will you do that, Joe? How will you make sure that if a demonstration or takes place, how will you make sure our children are safe and secure? All those questions we will make sure that we answer for you. All of these conversations and planning is done in concert and liaison and dialogue with law enforcement as well as our safety and security professionals. These are not questions or decisions that are made in isolation. We also hear feedback from our community. We also hear feedback from our community based on what concerns could be. We take all of that into consideration. We will be sure to communicate clearly with you. I want to make sure that you are able to rest easier knowing that we will not let anything occur that would any way jeopardize the safety and security or community in the White Plains City School District or at White Plains High School. Thank you very much for spending about 10 or 11 minutes with me today. Thank you very much for speaking with our children. Thank you very much for connecting with me and sharing your concerns and your thoughts and your recommendations. All of this information, all this feedback is always welcome. I'll be sure to make sure that we are communicating with you effectively and transparently and with as much detail and information as we can share. I want to wish you all a good weekend. I know this is a very anxiety-provoking topic, but I hope that you feel a bit better knowing that everybody in the school community is going to do everything that we can and use everything at our disposal to make sure that our kids are safe at all times. Thanks, everybody. Be sure to reach out if you have any questions. Stay safe. Have a good weekend. Stay WP proud.